Hi, I'm Raina Kumra, and I'm Peri, Menopause. Anyone else hotter in here? Okay. Menopause and perimenopause are such a great thing. It's a great opportunity to do something only kids get to do, which is to go through puberty again. When I was going through puberty, I had braces and acne and hair in new places, and now I have adult braces, adult acne, and hair in new places. And there's this wonderful thing called brain fog that, oh God, I had a brain fog joke somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. But puberty is short, and perimenopause and menopause can last anywhere from 3 to 10 years, which, my friends, this is not a phase, this is a career. And I think it's time we start to treat it as one. And so I took it upon myself to give myself an internship in my new career of figuring out what the hell to do with my body. Menopause has been very, very mysterious, and it continues to be for so many of us. So I started Googling, I read a lot of books, I talked to a lot of doctors, I was no less confused doing that. And it's really amazing on the internet because you can look up anything except any information on menopause. 4% of all healthcare research funding is devoted to women's health. That is really sad, but what is sadder is that men still die younger than us. And the internet is a black hole. So I was on Reddit, which I'm often on at 2 a.m. trying to figure out my symptoms. And I was on the r/menopause chat, and someone asked a very basic question about symptoms. And someone answered, menopause is just really not well understood and very complicated. And that had 100 upvotes, and there was no further information. I was really turning up with nothing. I was failing at this internship, and I was failing myself. And I was incredibly lonely on this journey. So I decided to solve both problems. In one fell swoop, I called a bunch of friends, had them all come over, and we spoke about everything on the peri-meno spectrum that we wanted to. And it was wonderful. And what do you call a group like this? The Menoposse, of course. So on the journey of Menoposse, we had a couple of different kinds of people. We had those that were suffering from symptoms. We had those who were meno-curious, who thought maybe it was around the corner. And then we had a lot of healthcare specialists. We had people who could actually answer our questions, which was so needed. So we had pelvic floor therapists, we had physicians, we had oncologists and gynecologists. And because it's LA, we had celebrity nutritionists, spiritual advisors, and psychedelic advisors. And menopause, the Menoposse specifically is full of amazing women, and one of my friends in the Menoposse is actually working on a menopause vaccine, which is amazing, which means that we will never have to go through this again. I mean, we will, but not our daughters. So it's a little bit like an AA meeting. We sit in a circle and we kind of share information and talk about all of the things that we need to talk about. But we only use first names because we still have to protect everyone's identities, because some of us are dealing drugs, like black market testosterone, estrogen patches. If you need any, I got you. And when 20 or 30 of us get together, it's actually really tame, let me tell you. Sarah talks about the new weighted vest that she's using for bone density and for muscle mass. And then Alexis tells us about her new trampoline workout that helps with the lymphatic drainage. And Steve, he tells us how hot flashes really can be mitigated with microdosing mushrooms. He's not in menopause. He's just someone who is there to sell mushrooms. And you know, we talk about a lot of symptoms and beyond the cliche of the hot flash. And I'll tell you some of the wild new ones, like electric shocks and brain zaps. Those were new. I think we're doing like very well in the modern symptoms. And then there's something called burning mouth syndrome, which I have not looked up and I'm too afraid to. Um, so none of this is actually a joke. These are real symptoms. And if you are experiencing any symptoms like brain fog and anxiety and joint pain, you should probably go get tested for menopause. There's no test for menopause. That would be so easy and clear. That's not happening. But you're probably in your second puberty, and you might want to journey with us a little bit. So I've learned so much from my group of friends. I've learned that the hip bone is connected to the jawbone, actually, and there's a guy in Venice who can release your pelvic floor by sticking his fingers in your mouth and releasing your jaw. And it's a real certified massage. It's a real thing, and I have his number. If you want it, I can hook you up. You know, I also would like to share a little bit what I learned about some of my favorite hormones. I can just talk about 3 of them. I've actually given them pet names. So there's estrogen Emily, who is like the kindest, most caring, sweet person, and she's the, can I cut the crust off for you, baby? Do you have an ouchie? Can I help you? I mean, she is the reason we cry. And then progesterone Patty comes in, throws her on the floor, smoking a cigarette, plops down on the couch, takes a nap. She just does not give a shit. And she's the reason we make other people cry. And then there's testosterone Tommy. Testosterone Tommy is there for blowing shit up, having sex, and causing a fight. But really, he's there to see if Emily and Patty will kiss. So, I mean, the menopausi is such a beautiful thing. Beautiful things happen there because we as women are always caretaking, and this is a chance for us to use our expertise for each other and to help each other out. And this is what we've really needed. And I don't want this to turn into a startup or a cult or anything like that. But if you want to send me $5,000, I can find you a spot.